Hello, welcome to the A to Z YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Toby Allen and I am the A in A to Z. I work alongside my good friend Ruben Zafra, who is the Z in A to Z. I handle all things producing and engineering. He handles all things mixing and mastering. Today we're going to be looking at some drum samples from Hansen Audio. This specifically is the Arctic kit, which is a set of trigger samples, or also known as TCIs, which can be loaded up into a session to either sample replace or sample enhance a performance to make it sound bigger and better and more competitive in a modern mix. So what I've got here is a session loaded up in Logic Pro. It's an old session of mine I recorded with some really cheap microphones on a drum kit. We've got all close mics on the shells. We've also got a couple of room mics and overhead mics as well, of course. This was recorded in a warehouse. I was trying to get like a really massive sound out of it. So the room mics are miles away. We're talking literally like 30 meters away from the kit. It's a really big space. So I'm going to show you what it sounds like with no mixing, no processing and no samples on it, and then we'll see if we can choose some samples to make it sound better. So here's how it sounds. Kind of gives you a bit of an idea. You've got some very raw sounds. So if we go back, if we listen to just the snare here, yeah, I can't remember exactly what mic that was used, but it was a cheap one, and it was like an old skin on the snare, and just lots of problems. So let's start off by finding a snare sound that sounds good. So we'll just loop this little section here, and we'll open up Trigger and turn that on. And let's have a look at what we've got in the Hansen Audio. I've got Audition on so we can hear that. So we've got here, this is a Gretsch broadcaster. And we've got another one, which is tuned low. Gretsch Renown Maple. Ludwig Acrolite. Black Beauty, which is classic snare. Hammered Bronze. Hammered Bronze Low, and Noble and Cooley, and then Pearl Joey Jordison. Oh, I do love a Joey Jordison. I'm not sure that's the correct one for this particular session. Let's try the Cooley top. Yeah, I think that might be the one. And then let's go over to the kicks. We'll turn Trigger on, and so we've got in the Arctic kit, we have 3 different kicks to choose from. So we've got DW collectors, and DW collectors with a larger diameter, it's 24, and then Yamaha Maple. I really like that 24, but I wonder if it's just a bit too big for a song that's as quick as this one. Yeah, let's go with this one. You can hear that this hasn't been edited as well. So the 2 of those together for now. So we compare that with how it did sound previously. Get a little bit of that ring from the real snare coming through. Something that's really interesting here as well, I'm just going to mute this and we'll turn off the kick mic, is that on the snare TCIs, you've also got this thing here called the sustain. And it's really interesting because it is essentially literally just the sustain. So So if you like the attack of the snare that you've got, but it's just not ringing out long enough, or you don't like the sound of it ringing out, then you can just put in one of these sustain and to kind of then blend the both together in a more natural sounding way. So let's try that on this one here. So I really like how that sounds together. It makes it sound more natural, more subtle. Like you've got the improvement, but it's not like really obviously replaced. It's just enhanced, and I really like that. So if we listen that together with the kick as well. So let's try that together now again. So what I've done here, I've cut down the sustain on the top. So because all we want there is that just a tiny little bit of the attack. So then when we bring in the sustain one, that's the main thing we're trying to get out of this trigger. So that's really cool. Let's now check out the toms. So we'll get a section here with some tom hits. 4 different toms, quite cool. And then, so let's bring in tom 1 and let's have a look at what we've got to choose from. That's audio. We've got DW Collectors 13, 9, 16, 4 and tom 8. So it looks like we're mostly going to be using the Yamaha Maple ones because there's 4 different sizes on that one. So let's hear how that sounds. You've got just the attack, bottom, rooms, overhead and top. Top's what we're looking for at the moment. Alright, let's just delete these other hits so we're not confusing it. Hang on, these 2 hits are snares. Alright, so then let's move over to the next. We'll get rid of these bits here so we can have just this one tom hit. And we'll do the same thing again with this. We'll bring in the Yamaha. So we're going to want the 12 on this one. Just bring in the top. And then same again on number 3. There's 2 hits on that one. So let's bring that in. And again, we're going to bring in, this will be the 14. And then we've got the floor tom here. Let's get rid of these hits. I've got the 16 already loaded on there. So this is all of the, does that work? So that's with the samples. Let's try again without the samples. It's particularly useful to use tom samples when you've got a lot of bleed. So like the where I positioned these microphones was just not good because they were too close to the cymbals. There's a lot of cymbal bleed coming in. So a great way to fix that is to use samples. So let's hear that all together. So that's much better sounding, and then once we can start processing that, we can get a fantastic drum sound over there. So this is the sort of thing I would do quite often when I'm working with live drums. I will go through and actually add in some samples and send those over to Ruben so that he knows exactly what kind of sound we're going for when it comes to mixing. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you'd like to see more videos about drum triggers and samples and sample enhancement and things like that, then hit the comments and let us know which ones you'd like to hear. We've got quite a substantial library of triggers from different companies. Chances are, if there's something that you want to hear, we may already have it, so we could do a video on it. Let us know. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.